Design Resource Guide. This is available on NAPA website. I think we briefly talked about that yesterday. Okay, thank you guys. So as we mentioned before, this is like live kind of like information, since we know like a balanced mix design is such a hot topic, and at the same time it's a moving target, right? There's lots of new informations about like different performance tests, different criteria, how we deal with aging. Those information are coming out as we, as time goes. So that's why like, we over the last, a year or two, we have been working with NAPA to put together this, resource guide website so that we try our best to keep, information up to date. So basically what we have on this, on this website, include some basic information, as you can see there, talk a little bit about the definition of balanced mix design, why we need balanced mix design. I think we all recognize there's lots of opportunities and benefits associated with implementing balanced mix design. So this kind of like provide a quick summary of what we think is the benefits of implementing balanced mix design. More importantly, which personally I like this website a lot, is it does have a good amount of information. So working with NAPA, and we decided to group them into like 4 blocks. As you can see at the bottom of that web page, the one on the left is balanced mix design approaches. The second one is performance test resources, and then implementation efforts, and then finally on the right side is training and a resource. I will kind of like do a quick walkthrough so that to guide you through the website so that it will be easier for you to find the information that you are interested in whenever you get back to your office, home. So if you click on balanced mix design approaches, okay. So this is a page where we talk about the 4, approaches that we all discussed, approach A, B, C, D, with different degrees of flexibility on how we control volumetrics, in addition to implementing the performance test. And then if you click on like approach A, this is basically the same flow chart that we have been using. So hopefully that will give you a good idea of what we mean by each of those approach. And we have the same thing for approach B, C, and D. So, so I think we already got a good discussion, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that. And then the second block of information we have on the website is called the performance test resources. So if you click on that, so this is kind of like a summary of all the performance tests that has been used in previous Asphalt research. Up front, we provide some guidance on how we should select the performance test. As we talk about, some of the factors are important. For example, we need to make sure there's a good correlation between the lab result to field performance. Also, we want to make sure it's sensitive to mix design variables, among other factors that we think are important. But the centerpiece of this block of information is the test itself. So we group them into 3 groups, like a cracking test, rutting test, and a moisture damage test. For each of the performance tests included on website, we prepared a 1-page summary on that specific test. For example, like if you are, agency or contractor, you want to learn more about, the APA test, you go to that picture, you click on the picture, and then that's going to take you to a 1-page summary. Some of the performance tests, there have, for example, there we go, thank you. So this is kind of like some quick, sweet summary of that test. For some of the performance tests, we also provide videos attached to the test so that, it provides a little bit more information about how you run the test, how you analyze the data, how to use the test. Most of the videos were made from previous efforts led by FHWA or NCAT. For example, like TTI did a study for NCAT. They put together really nice videos for the cracking test. All right, look like we got some website issue, but once you get back home, you should be able to watch those videos. And we have been discussing with NAPA, I think hopefully over the next few months or a year or so, we're going to work on some other videos for the performance tests that do not currently have a video available. So hopefully, that'll provide additional information to our industry. And then moving to the 3rd block of information, which is implementation efforts. So this is the area that where we want to provide some most up-to-date information about what each state has been doing. And so this is a part that I like, the most personally. This is a very interesting, like interactive map. So it's color coded, as you can all see here. Basically, we identified 13 states using different BMD approaches. Approach A, approach B, approach C, and D. And they are highlighted using different colors. In addition to those BMD approach states, we also identify a few more states, which we call them pre-implementation. What we mean by saying pre-implementation is that the states, they may have either a routing test or a cracking test in their current specification, but they don't have both. So in that case, they are not really a true balance mix design states because, by doing balance mix design, we want to find a balance between those two, cracking evaluation and the routing evaluation. So, and also like if you click on one of those states, if you like, I want to look at Tennessee, there we go. So this give you a little bit more information about, what Tennessee is doing about balance mix design. It talk a little bit about their volumetric requirements, followed by the discussion on the performance testing in terms of whether or not they use a test for mix design only, production, or both, and also some information about the criteria. So every color-coded state on that map has a one-page summary attached. So whatever states you are most interested in, click on the map, and then you should be able to find more information. One thing I want to highlight here, this is kind of like still in progress. As more information become available, NCAT and we have been working with NAPA to update the information. So at least there are two or three more states. We already prepared the write-up. Right now, they are under state review. Whenever that got completed, I will send to NAPA for Brett to work with his team to upload those information to the website. So basically, it is a kind of like a live website. So the whole idea is to keep all the information up to speed, so that we don't look at the information that was 2 years old. It's the most current information. And finally, on the very right side is the training and the resources. We have been talking, this balance mix design is such a hot topic in our industry right now, in our community. So there's lots of good information out there from from the research perspective, from the training perspective, or from the implementation perspective. So this block of information on the website to provide lots of good information that you can go to find more information. So basically, NAPA put this website together to make sure all this great information is available to each of us, so that hopefully this can serve as a one-stop, for information search. So hopefully you will find this website useful. The last thing I will make about this website is at the very end. If you go to the very bottom of the page, there should be a places where we ask you to provide the feedback. Okay. Okay, if you go to implementation efforts, and there we go. All right, thanks. So this is where if you look at the website, you look at the map, you feel like, oh, some of the information that we provided there need to be updated, or with new information that come out from a specific state. Send us an email or provide your response here. And someone from NAPA will reach out to you, or we will work with NAPA together to make sure those questions or comments are addressed. Basically, this is a resource to everyone, and we want to take advantage of this great resource for our industry, and to provide the most accurate and up-to-date information. So. All right, I think Randy is ready to go. So with that, thanks again for the great discussion on the breakout sections, and I'll turn it over to Randy so that he can give a quick summary of all the responses that we have collected so far.